Welcome to a new series of videos. This time we are going to cover the loyalty stamp card. And the way to build this is by first creating a campaign inside of Walletly. The way to do this is by going back to templates, going to add a template, and then we're going to give it the template stamp card. From here, you can again adjust your own brand logo, cover image if you like to. On the next side, if you press next, we're going to go to the back side, and here you can provide your description about the stamp cards. And you can also provide more information like each $10 spent will give one stamp card, something like this. You again, like in the previous videos, you can adjust these websites, and you can add more social links, or you can add more links to other kinds of websites. If you're done, just press next. Then we go to the settings, and as you can see, we can now do the template name. So let's name this Walletly Live Stamp Card. And from here you can provide the number of stamps. So you can do 6 and up to 30 stamps, which is pretty great because this allows you to have a lot of freedom when doing a full stamp card, for example. So let's say we're just going to add it to 10 at the moment. So the next part is having a filled image and an unfilled image. And this means if it's a filled image, this means that the stamp has been appointed to the stamp card. So for example, if you have 2 added stamps, then you will see this image. So if I say something like, let's do this one. So I want to do this for a filled image. You can see that this is a filled image. And then for a unfilled image, let's do, and let's see if I have something set up for this. So it didn't have something filled up, but it gives you an idea, right? So the filled images are the ones with the dialog box, and you can make this checkbox. You can create your own graphic basically, and the resolution is best at 63 by 63 pixels. The same goes with the unfilled image. So you can see the difference between the two, which gives a lot of personalization in the stamp cards you can create basically. So you also have the background color. So you can do any kind of background color. As you probably already know, I'm a little bit of the bluish type. And I will leave the font color at white because it's a good separator between the two colors. Let's do activate and check. Once you activate the template, you will not be able to change the stamp counts and images. So be sure that you have the number of stamps correct, and you also have the filled and unfilled images correct, because these cannot be changed once the stamp card is being created. If you are sure, just press activate, and then you have successfully activated your stamp card. If we take a look here, you will see that your template has now fully activated, right? Now, the next step is to connect this template to a campaign. So let's create a campaign, add campaign, and then let's call this also Walletly Live Stamp Card. I'm going to select the campaign type, so that will be a loyalty type, and you can give the campaign some details. So let's say something like each $10 spent gives one stamp, something like this, and then press next. From here we're going to select the template. So the one we just created was the Walletly Live Stamp Card, and from here we're going to press next. We're going to select the loyalty type. We can either go with points or we can go with stamp card. As we created the stamp card, I will just go with this, and then you can see we have the loyalty stamp card. So the cover for the stamp card could be either this one or just this one, depends on your own setup. And so let's go just with this one, and then is prepay or not prepay. So that's something you can set up based on your own preferences. and then the stamp based on transaction, amount, or the scan. Here we have three kinds of variations. We have the transaction, so stamp is based on transaction, is based on the amount, or is based on the scan. So if we go with amount, you will see that we will get amount spent per stamp. As we filled this in inside the description of the campaign, we can do every $10 we get an extra stamp. But we can also do stamp based on transaction, and that means that you can just give stamps based on the transaction you want to. So if you want to give 10, if you want to give 5 stamps, you can do, and you can also do based on scan. And the scan basically has the same as the amount, as you can see. So you can do either transaction, and then you can give away stamps like within the chatbot only, or when just scanning the card. And then you will need to determine how many stamps you want to give, or you can just do amount or scan, and then you can set the number of dollars that need to be spent per stamp. So I hope that's clear. Next up is the validation. You can either do unlimited cards or issue just a limited number if you want to provide some scarcity, or you just do not want to provide more than a certain amount of stamp cards. Then you also have the show QR code on pass, yes or no. I will leave it as it is because it's easy to scan the card this way. And then we also have the mandatory field, phone or email. And I almost leave that at email as mandatory field. Then once done, press finish. I will check this to unlimited cards. Once done, just press finish. And from here, you created your own loyalty stamp card inside of Walletly. The next step is creating the stamp card itself inside of the chatbot.